So one of the treatments that we offer here at the clinic is microblading removal or semi-permanent tattooed eyebrow removal. It's become very popular recently, I think because a lot of people used to perhaps have the very dense, thick eyebrow tattoos done. This has become more favourably replaced with microblading treatment. Unfortunately, although there's so many great people offering this treatment out there, there are quite a lot of people still who aren't getting the results that they want from a microblading treatment, whether that's uneven brows or not happy with the colour, thickness, etc, etc. So that's where we're coming in at the moment, because we're doing a lot of removal with our Q-switch laser machine. So just a quick overview. Minimum, I've had success in even one treatment with some people. I mean, that is really lucky. But if it's quite faded already, or they haven't had their top up treatment done, if it's early days, then I've had fading even in as little as between 1 to 3 treatments. That is an average. We start at £60 per session. And we space the sessions around every 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. The reason we do this is because your body actually works, once the ink particles have been shattered down by the Q-switch laser, your body then starts to kind of repair itself, and then the tattoo molecules fade up to the surface of the skin, and then it's sort of reabsorbed by the body over a period of time. You need to do this multiple times in most cases to get a really good fading, but I have had excellent results with this. It's probably one of the most satisfying treatments to do with the laser, and it's also pretty quick, one of the most quick results as well. We start with £25 consultation, and from there on we would do a patch test just to assess certain that people are suitable for the treatment and there's not going to be an adverse reaction. From then on, 48 hours following your patch test, you can then have your first full treatment, and you will expect with this treatment, you would expect a little bit, sometimes bleeding, because it is very superficial, the ink that's in the skin of the eyebrows. So that's not a bad thing, that's a good sign. It means that the tattoo ink is not very deep. There will be sometimes colour shifts, so it can go from being maybe, sometimes you see like pinky colours on eyebrows or like greys. They can go temporarily a little bit greyer. I've had them sometimes go like a little bit greeny in the first 5 or 10 minutes, but then they've gone back to like a grey colour. And then over the period of sort of 6 to 8 weeks post-treatment is when you will get this repairing process that we talked about before, and which is going to then fade out. From then on, we would then get you back in for your next session, look at your before and after pictures that we've been taking throughout and see what more we need to do, really, whether it's another treatment, whether you're happy with the treatment. It depends what your outcome is, whether you want to get rid of this microbladed tattoo or semi-permanent tattoo completely, or whether you're looking to go to somebody else to have some corrective work done. And in that case, sometimes it just needs to be that little bit more faded so that then the new technician can actually do the corrective work on top of that once that's all healed off. A lot of people do ask, is there a risk of hair loss? Because obviously laser treatments can reduce hair growth, which we will talk about in another video. This is very rare actually with this treatment. It isn't using the same laser attachment that we would use to treat hair growth anyway, but I've never ever encountered any hair loss on any clients, and we have done many clients over the years. We are told, I think the risk is something like up to a 10% hair loss. I think that's, I'll double check that figure, but I've not seen it really personally. I think that's just told just in case there is somebody that does. Most people that actually hate their eyebrow tattoo will probably put up with a little bit of risk of hair loss if that was the case anyway, to get rid of the tattoo that's on their face that they don't like. If anyone would like to, obviously while we're closed at the moment with COVID-19 problem that's going on, if anyone does have these kind of tattoos that they want to have removed, or any tattoo for that matter, because we can remove any tattoos, please be welcome to actually send a picture onto either our email or our social media pages, into our messenger. We can then have a look at the tattoo, give you a rough idea of how many sessions, whether we can treat it or not, because certain inks are resistant to our machine, and also just give you a rough idea on pricing as well, so that as and when we do reopen, we can get you booked in for that consultation initially. We are hoping at the moment to perhaps start taking bookings from June, until we know the full government guidelines. That is just going to be a guide at the moment, but if anybody would like to book in, they are welcome to book any treatments in. We do have a list of people also who wish to be contacted, but we can definitely do our best to accommodate. We will book you in. If we're approaching June and there has been changes to the government guidelines and we are still on a lockdown basis, then obviously we will need to recontact those clients to reschedule the appointments. But we hope to look forward to seeing you soon.